mean, I always at our data meetings, I always link to yours. So,
yeah. I am recording. Okay. Well, welcome. Let me share my screen here. Just do entire screen. System audio also. Meeting section. Okay.
Recursion.
All right. Welcome to the last Tableau user group in the Twin Cities of the year. It's been an interesting one. Can you guys see my notes? No, you can't. Okay. Those online, can you guys just like, can you guys see, like, either unmute and tell me yes, or chat something, although I don't think I can see your chat because I'm presenting. Okay, one of you guys unmute and just verify that you can see my screen.
Picture a skyline with snowflakes gently falling.
Now I'm just curious as to whether or not my video working.
speaking of that, I had some setting on my my Roku or whatever where it's not just like the text at the bottom now, but it actually like says what the image is.
Oh yeah,
Can
like
you guys
descriptive, like
yeah, like descriptive, like yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know all of that on now, but that's a new one where
I've seen a video that was like kind of demoing that.
Yeah.
All right, I think this is working.
Personally, I found it real distracting, but I imagine you could get used to it.
All right, so we're just gonna assume that this is working.
So that's what I would describe the logo.
For our two lovely online attendees, you guys can absolutely feel free to unmute yourselves and just, join in the conversation, join in the fun. We're a pretty casual group. No need to just be a silent bystander. Okay, so I'm Serena. Pretty sure everybody here, at least here, knows me. If you don't know me online, Serena Works. I help run this Tableau user group. Have been since friggin' 2016. We meet most of the time every month, except for November, to try to avoid the holidays and whatnot. So this will be our last meeting for 2023, and then we won't meet again until the 25th of January, I believe. So that'll be a little bit. Our agenda today is a rather fun one, I might say. We've got a couple of fun quizzes, one that's like just holiday focused, and then one that is actually like about Tableau. I've got prizes here for our winners, and if somebody online was, I'm happy to ship it to you if you give me your name and address. And I did, because it seemed like people were getting sick and tired of Tableau swag, so I brought the Moxie swag, which is my company. Hi, good to see you. So you can take your pick. I got hats. I got a journal book. I think these are like fanny packs. Or like shoulder strap, whatever, crossbody.
Which is like a fanny pack with more dignity.
But can you make
You can wear your fanny packs as like over the shoulder, right? Like that's the cool thing to do now.
I lost touch with the cool thing to do a long time ago. So
last year at conference, I ordered both of my girls the fanny pack from Cotopaxi. That's Tableau branded. They were like, "I want that." I was looking at the swag store, and they're like, "I want that."
Yeah,
I'm like,
really, the colorful.
all right.
Tableau brand could be like on par with Lululemon or whatever.
Yeah.
They're the cool kids in school where they do a Tableau crossbody and everybody's like, "What's this brand, Tableau?"
But yeah, one of their friends has. I mean, hers doesn't say Tableau, but it's basically the same Cotopaxi one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit my children have Tableau swag. Like, they have T-shirts. Hey, welcome.
Good.
We're all piling in on one table, Charles. Okay. And then we're going to go down to Kincaid's. those of us that are here and have a drink. And those of you online, you can join us in spirit. Okay, so notable upcoming events. Like I said, January 25th is our next Tableau user group. Our next She Talks Data, if you haven't heard of that group, and you are a female, it's awesome. And we don't actually talk about data, FYI, it's just fun. And then I put the Tableau conference on here, which is happening April 29th through May 1st, because I feel like that's just gonna be here, like, before we know it. I don't, registration is not open yet.
Yeah.
But we do know the dates and the location.
It was in the
and
spring
that kind of
last
stuff,
year,
and
too.
I have already booked my plane ticket. I'm a plane.
Because Dreamforce is
And then also the SysTech conference, which is another women in technology conference, but open to everybody, allies, whatever. That is an everyone conference.
You can tell more about that. What is that?
So yes, so SysTech stands for the Sisterhood of Technology Professionals.
Oh.
It is run by the philanthropic arm of Moxie Analytics. So we have the Moxie Foundation. So the Moxie Foundation runs She Talks Data and SysTech. And we have an absolutely incredible lineup of speakers already locked in. We have a couple of sponsors already. We are looking for like maybe 3 more-ish. But it's going to be amazing. And the first few people that register, like the first probably like 30 to 40 people that register will be invited to our red carpet event, which is going to just be another like super fun, fancy, probably have some live music, chance to meet the speakers beforehand and like mingle with sponsors, whatever. Anyway, I'm super looking forward to it, so I wanted to make sure it was on this list.
And is that SysTech conference going to be here?
It is. Yep, Bloomington. Yep, kind of over by it's on the Mall of America side. It's like you can get to it from the light rail. It's like the last stop in Bloomington
Nice.
before the mall. So, all right. So those are the events that I wanted to make sure you guys knew about, selfishly. Does anybody else have any announcements of any kind? Could be events, could be a role you're trying to fill, could be that you're looking for a job, just anything that you want to share with this community. And that speaker should be able to pick up anybody's voice at the table, and if you're online, like I said, just feel free to unmute yourself and give us a shout. I'll wait awkwardly.
So everybody gets really reflective about how satisfied they are in their current position.
There's a lot of really amazing talent in the market right now. There really is. Sadly, but I gotta believe it won't be the case for that long. So, all right. So we normally do a get to know a member. I did change some questions from our usual to be focused on Tableau features. So if you have already, like, even if we all know who you are, I feel like a lot of people in this room actually do know each other already. But if you feel free. So can we take one person in the room and one person online? Vince?
I'll go. All right.
Give a whirl.
All right. My name is Vince
I'm
Baum.
going to turn this around. So people can see you.
I can come up there.
Okay, come on.
For our virtual guests. My name is Vince Baumel. I work for JLL. I'm a senior manager for
What does GLL stand for?
Jones Lang LaSalle.
Real estate.
Yeah, corporate real estate. The client account that I am on is Bank of America, which it turns out has locations all over the world and not just America. So that was news to me. So as a senior manager, I manage a team of data analysts that build all sorts of dashboards and tools in Tableau and Alteryx and SSRS. And I've been doing that for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years now, coming up in April. So the type of data that we analyze is real estate data and then also financial data as it pertains to real estate. So how much money is spent on things like maintenance, work orders, that kind of thing. Different ways you can measure buildings in terms of capacity, energy usage, all that kind of thing. I've been using Tableau since version 8.2, which was back in 2015-ish. I've been a Tableau ambassador for the last 5 years now in their social branch. So I talk a lot about all things Tableau. My favorite new feature of Tableau is probably, and this is going back to last year, but dynamic zone visibility is the last feature that came out that really completely changed how I build tools and dashboards and stuff in Tableau. And my top feature wish has been the same since 2016, and it is the ability to join published data sources together. At the conference last year, they had kind of a Q&A session where they had all the executive leadership on stage, and then people from the audience got to line up in the crowd and just ask questions. And I wasn't going to pass up the opportunity to get up there and ask why, after all this time, we're still getting questions nonstop about how to join published data sources. And to watch them stumble through an apology and an empty promise of when, you know, that it's right on the horizon was, I felt very seen, and the audience reacted in a way that made me feel validated by choosing that as my own question. I got
I bet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's me.
Thanks, Vince.
Mhm.
All right, that is my number one feature wish also. Let me pop back over to.
So is SSRS relatively new then? Or is that SQL Server?
No, I think it's SQL Server reporting services, like Report Builder, I think is the name of the Microsoft tool that creates those reports. It's basically data pulls that you can specify which fields you want to pull and have it delivered in a really tabular kind of format. So it kind of does what Tableau struggles with, but doesn't do it as pretty as what Tableau is really good at.
Dude, SSRS is like old.
Old, yeah.
It's so old.
Yeah, I learned it in like 08.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's maybe changed quite a bit over time.
It probably hasn't.
If you've taken a statistics course in any college for the last probably 20 years.
My daughter's using this right now,
Yeah.
this semester.
Very embedded in
It
it.
is
I guess I've always just been Power BI. It was almost
Yeah.
It's a slightly prettier version of Microsoft Access.
I don't think you run into it much in like corporate America. Like
I wish I didn't run into it in corporate.
I really honestly haven't. I've seen other really cool tools, you know, like just reports, things like that. Okay. We've got more than 2 people on. Just
We've got 2 pages of online guests.
Oh, 6. That's probably including me, so 5. All right, so our 5 online guests may have volunteered on me and answer some of our get to know you questions. Anybody? How about Graceland? Would you be willing?
One of those computers is bound to have a microphone on it.
Did you get a Mac from Josie?
Hi. This is Grace.
Hello.
He's got. Is it me?
Yeah, maybe you can't hear me. You're kind of cutting out, so
Is that better?
maybe it's not coming through.
will get a lot of
No, I can't hear you at all.
Switch back. Okay.
Yeah, I think this is better.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can hear you.
Can you hear us also?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Should we try this again? Graceland, do you want to try again, or are you just like, no, I'm done? I'm not doing that again.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, now I can't hear you.
Okay. I'm getting. I don't know why we're like my voice twice.
Because you got a mic open, it's coming through the speaker.
How do I do this?
Just right there, mute.
Mute this? Okay.
Yes.
Your microphone is on mute.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear Gracie.
Okay. I don't know if they can hear me.
If you would like to.
Sorry. Hmm.
Definitely gonna work. It's worked before.
Okay.
You try to restart.
All right. Can somebody say something?
Okay.
Definitely worked more than 0 times. Sure, that works.
Okay. Well, at least I can hear you. You're just coming through my laptop. So
Turn the laptop
let me
volume up.
turn my laptop volume all the way. It is all the way up.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Anybody, save me from this hell. Somebody, let me put the questions back up.
Maybe I will go then. Can you put up the question back up?
Yeah. Oh, I think I stopped sharing. Hang on a second. Share. To your screen. All right.
Yeah, I can see that now. Thank you.
Okay. All right. No, thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm Oluwaseyi Yogini, originally from Nigeria. So I work with Michael Foods right there at Hopkins. So I work as an IT business analyst doing more of the Tableau work and also robotic process automation. So the type of data analyzer I usually work around Excel sheets and SAP BW, the old version, the NetWeaver. So there's a lot of things with the cube data source that's get me angry, but hopefully we're gonna move away from that soon. So, and one big thing I'm very new to Tableau, let's say about 2 to 3 years, working with it. But one big thing is that one of my biggest report is going out in Las Vegas on Tuesday. So I'm so excited about that. So, the new favorite tool a feature I like about Tableau is the dynamic zone visibility. Seems somebody mentioned that. Just been trying to explore how that is going to help make my users kind of want to explore more and not just have everything out there at once. So the more they click, the more they see.
Yep. Yeah, that.
Thank you.
Do you have a top feature wish?
No, I don't. I don't think I have an answer for that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all for being patient with our shenanigans. Okay. Let's do a pop quiz. Okay. Let's see if this works. Actually, you know what? I already have this. Have it open, so I don't even need to trust the link. This technology does not seem to be my friend today. All right, so we're going to do the holiday trivia one. How this is going to work is I will start it, and then there should be I think there's a QR code, and we'll do classic mode. So that just means everyone is playing for themselves as an individual rather than on a team. So you can use the QR code, just do the little QR code reader with your phone, or you can go to www.kahoot.it and type in the game pin. Siri. Yeah, right? Nice and jazzy.
No ribbon never hurt anybody.
All right. If I do some math here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 13 people all together. Okay. We'll wait like 5 more seconds. All right, here we go, guys. Start. First question. And I don't actually know the answers to these questions either, so. First question. What Bing Crosby song is the best-selling single ever? Time counts. Yeah, the quicker you get the correct answer, the better. Okay, so most of you guys said White Christmas, and that is correct. Good job. Jim.
Meli Kalicamaka slaps, though. I'll stand by that.
All right, ready for the next question?
Let's do it.
There's only 10. Which country started the tradition of putting up a Christmas tree? Ooh, almost exclusively is Germany, and that is the correct answer. Let's see what the leaderboard's at. Charlie takes the lead.
Yes, you all don't have T-Mobile. I've had all the right answers, but the wrong cell phone provider.
Oh. Is it not picking your answers up, Cody?
It is.
It's just not doing it in
on the
time.
Last place of the correct answers
Yeah.
that track it up to T-Mobile.
Gotcha. Okay. You could join the Wi-Fi.
Ooh, I know this one.
What Christmas-themed ballet premiered in St. Petersburg, Russia in 1892?
It tells you like slow and steady wins the
Yeah,
race.
right.
Come on.
It's over there spinning like slow and steady.
Who put Edward Scissorhands?
I like that somebody was like, yes, that's it.
I mean, great movie.
Feels right.
Great movie. Not a ballet. All right. Here we go.
1 point.
Tom's on a,
Climbed up to 10th place. Watch out.
but yeah, look at Tom. Tom's
Tom has a hot streak.
He's got a hot streak. That like it's like a force. It's like a force multiplier.
No.
Okay, next question. What much reviled Christmas edible is known for its long shelf life?
Good versions of this and bad versions of this. Max.
Fruitcake. Oh, this is so gross.
My wife definitely reviles peppermint also.
Okay, good job, guys. Steven takes the lead. Okay. Which country did eggnog come from, and can they take it back?
Not an eggnog.
Not the store-bought stuff, anyway. England. Those weird Englishmen. Nice job, guys. Steven, holding strong. Next question. What well-known Christmas carol became the first song ever broadcast from space in 1965? That was a tough one. Jingle bells. That might have shook things up here. Charlie. Fight to the death. In Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, what was Mr. Scrooge's first name? Yeah, last name was not Micta.
One of these is not like the other.
That was my first exposure to that story with the DuckTales version. Sure.
Yeah.
The other time I
Yeah.
saw it, so now it's like I compare that to the actual one.
Yeah, that's our generation thing for sure. DuckTales. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Next question. In the song Frosty the Snowman, what made Frosty come to life? Yeah. The old silk hat. Okay, we've got two more. In Home Alone, where are the McAllisters on vacation when they leave Kevin behind? That'd be the first movie.
That was the second.
We literally just watched this movie like the other day.
You're doing research.
I thought it was Miami, but that's the second one, right?
Second one is New York.
No,
they're
he ends
going
up
to-
in New York.
He ends up in New York.
Oh.
They're going to.
Okay, yep, you're right.
That's what it was going.
Got it. All right, let's see where we are now.
For like a month ago. That was a different-
Charlie's got a death grip on first place. Okay, ready for the last question?
Yeah.
In the movie Elf, how does Buddy get to the North Pole? He hides in Santa's sack.
I had to think about that.
Okay. Let's see where podium. Third place, Anak. Anak. It's. Can we just go with that? No. Got it. Anna K. Jim, good job, guys. All right. You guys can all three pick a prize because I brought enough. If you would like. Okay, awesome. Great job, guys. Do you guys want to come up and get something, or do it later, or whatever? Right. You seem comfortable. I'll let you stay. Okay. Let me stop this music. It's probably really annoying for the people online. It's probably much louder. Okay. All right, so that was fun. Thanks for participating. We do have another Tableau focused quiz at the end, but let's get into our content. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share 3 of my favorite features from 2023, which might be a little bit of overlap with Vince, but I don't know, there may be like different use cases, just 2 people's perspectives on those, which is fine.
And I can just hop on video, just speak to.
Cool. I've got that web page up already.
Okay.
So
Cool.
With all the features. All right, let me go back to slideshow mode. All right, so my favorite feature, number 1, and this is not in any particular order. And also I'll add for context here, I have been more hands-off with Tableau this year than I have been since I started, because we hired a couple people who've built a dashboard or 2 in their life, and I haven't needed to really be. I'm just running the business for the most part. I'm winning hearts and minds and closing deals and all that stuff. So, but kind of being on the sidelines and hearing from from our community, it seemed like there was quite a few analyst focused feature releases this year. It wasn't just it's all about server. It's all about performance management. It's all about, data connections and things actually Tableau desktop, prep builder, enhancements there, which is really cool. So admittedly, I have not gotten to be super hands-on with any of these features this year, but I know that there are things that I had been waiting for. I had worked on projects where I was like, God dang it, why can't you do this? So the first one being the dynamic access titles. You used to have to do, really weird stuff in order to get. So this is particularly talking about the title of the axis over here to dynamically change. You could get the data points to change just using parameters fairly easy before that, but changing the actual name of the axis was way more difficult to do than it should have been. So now this is also parameter driven. Super helpful.
One question, is the formatting of the axis change?
You mean the how you would format an axis? Does that change? An axis, does that change?
Is the formatting dynamic? So here we're going from profit, which
Oh.
is dollar value, to discount, which is a percentage.
That's a great
Do you
question.
know if that changes?
I know there's a
Or if there's a
workaround for
way
that.
to do that?
There is a workaround, but I do
I
remember.
believe it does change.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe it does, yeah.
Cool.
When you swap out which measure you're showing, at least in the testing that I've done.
Awesome.
It seemed to work.
It seems like that would be, if you're going to do it, right? If you're going to build that feature, be able to differentiate between percentages and dollars and then all that stuff. So you should try that and verify. All right, this next one, I actually was really had a very specific use case for this. The image role, right? Like retail, there's just so many use cases where you might have a link to an image stored somewhere else outside your database, because who wants to store big images in your database, right? Have a repository somewhere and just link to it and then reference that link in your database. So before this dedicated image role, you really couldn't do much of anything, easily anyway with those links. Now with this image role, you can grab that field where you've got that link to the image and then assign it as an image and be like, hey, Tableau, this is an image. And then it will actually render that image in the view, right, on the sheet, in the dashboard. So like the use case that we had a client who was did jewelry repair, and they wanted to, it was very important that like when someone was like, when they would send their diamond wedding ring in for cleaning or repair or whatever, that they had a picture of it. So they knew that like it was, my diamond ring, it was their diamond ring. And so they wanted to have this picture of the item along with that data record as it passed through their production line.
Chain of custody almost.
Yeah, totally. And we, like, I was like, I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm not sure how to do this. Like the images are going to have to be so small that I'm not even sure there's any value in doing that. And with this, it was like somebody was listening and that the angels shone down and provided this fix for us.
I actually have a use case right now where this would be the exact solution. Because like I mentioned earlier, we track work orders for buildings and thousands of buildings and thousands of work orders per building. And all my users want is like a really pretty slide carousel on their dashboards to like see all of the pictures that are just sitting on Amazon Web Services underneath our data. And right now I have to do a workaround where I bring in like a web page object and everything like that. But I'm really looking forward to.
When are you guys upgrading?
As soon as they listen to my squeaks about like, hey, this would be awesome, guys. But yeah, huge feature. I love this one too.
Yeah. And then this one is like, it's not going to blow your mind, but it actually did blow my mind that it wasn't there, because it is there in so many other, other tools. So proper function is just the ability to have proper case. You could always do all uppercase. You could always do all lowercase, but you could not, you couldn't do a proper case. So that one was also very, very handy. And you can do that in both desktop and Tableau prep. So.
And to anybody who's tried to do that the hard way.
I know, God,
like,
seriously.
Like adding a certain value to the ASCII codified value of something. Yeah, it's a mess.
Like it's just not even worth it. Okay, so and also like I want you guys online and in the room. Like this is meant to be a collaborative effort. If you guys have questions about any of the features that we talk about, if you have your favorite features that we've seen this year, and then also like I'm really just waiting for them to release the ability to do XYZ. Vince is going to take over and share some of his favorites, but anybody that wants to get up and drive here, please feel free. Go ahead. Just press escape if you want to get to that website. It's on yeah, it's just in one of those open tabs.
Yeah, here we go. All right, so in 23.1, there's a couple other ones in here that I really liked. One was the ability to publish to a personal space. Yeah, this one. So a lot of times I'm working with analysts who want to test out a certain idea using our production data, but they don't want to go through the hassle of having to repoint all of the data connections to data coming off of our UAT server. Because they're not always perfectly in sync. And so this is a really great feature where they would be able to connect to production data and build something that's not necessarily public facing or server facing. And they can test out certain repairs or new builds, that kind of thing. So I'm excited.
Is it literally just personal, or is it like the Power BI workspace? Can you share with a small?
My understanding is that this is like kind of using your login credentials for Tableau server, like literally just a sandbox environment for you to see.
You can see how it'll work on server without public.
Correct. I don't know for sure whether you can extend permissions to anybody else to view something in your sandbox.
It's like
but
Power BI has
their, like, your workspace.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was, like, it's akin to that. But you can't share it.
Like
You can't share it all.
But not a shared work.
I recently used it to isolate a workbook that somebody wanted taken down, but I know that they're gonna ask for it back in a month. So rather than like caching on my hard drive somewhere,
Sure.
I just pull it in my personal space, and assuming I don't get fired the next month, I'll republish that out to them when they ask for it back.
like a digital junk drawer, right? Like, nice.
It's like, that's so funny. Like, I'm gonna punish you.
No.
Just take your board away, hide it.
So one of the other ones out of this release that I liked quite a bit was usage metrics. So this, I use the admin tools in our server site a lot to track traffic to views and traffic to data sources, background tasks, that sort of thing. And earlier this year, my team built a dashboard that showed usage metrics, not just for Tableau and our Tableau UAT server, but also like usage of Alteryx and the SSRS reports that I mentioned earlier. And we're using that analysis to kind of drive an archiving process. And so any attention that Tableau has put towards tracking usage metrics and making some of those tools on server sites better, I am a fan of. So, and I had a couple other ones out of 23.3. I tried really hard to find something in 23.2.
Scroll down
What?
a little bit more. Just a little bit more. A little bit more. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Right there.
Oh.
So you could do products and audience. So I thought you could do release. But those should be all features from the year.
No.
No?
No, this is just 23.1.
Oh, okay.
All right.
My bad.
That's all right. All right. Here we are. So one of the things that we talked about earlier was dynamic access titles. 23.3 released dynamic access ranges, which kind of works really well hand in hand with that other feature. Although that wasn't one of my favorites. One of my favorites out of this one was the ability to suspend extract refreshes for inactive data sources. This one I think flew a little bit under the radar, but in the same vein of trying to identify usage for all of the reports and stuff that we have, tracking the amount of overhead on your server and which of that overhead you can reduce and streamline everything you've got, I think is a really solid best practice. And we do this the hard way. And so I'm excited to have an easier way to identify opportunities for improvement that way. Another one that it mentions in here, it's another feature that came out earlier, was improvements to incremental refreshes for especially large extracts. Again, any possible ways that we can improve that, I think will be great. And then there was one other one that I know this is important to some people because I've seen these questions come up on the forums all the time. I'm trying to make myself excited, but there's new line patterns, a few different options for how dotted you want to make your lines. So I know there's a use case out there for that, and I know there's people who are really excited about this, and I don't want to discount their joy. So I thought I would mention it. Is that
header row in that bunch for Tableau Prep?
Let's see.
I was wondering why I
Header
couldn't
row.
find that. I thought that list with everything.
Yep, set header and data start row for CSV and text files. So maybe not entirely comprehensive across all different data connection types.
Right, but
that
But-
was like primary use case was like, you get somebody would send some report out, from some other system, right? And it's an automated thing,
Mm-hmm.
go to an email every morning, and then you would create some sort of a, like a Power Automate flow, save it into a shared drive, and then Tableau Prep would go pick it up. But there'd be all this junk in the first like 10 rows. And it was just astronomically, it was easier for someone, not me. It was easier for me to have someone go and friggin' just delete those rows each time than try to get it to do it perfectly. And so I was super excited about that.
Yeah, and for me, like I've been using Alteryx instead of Prep, but even in my Alteryx workflows, this is an almost constant feature of my workflows is to specify where I want the data to start. Because when I'm building things in Excel, I'm a B2 instead of A1 kind of person. Like I like having that little bit of border white space, and so I know that might not make me a whole lot of friends, but like I also try and avoid Excel wherever possible. Yeah, good call out on this one. So yeah, I'll open it up to anybody else. Any favorite features from this last year?
Let's get you guys excited.
Well, I'm interested in geospatial stuff. I know that was mainly, I think there was one down. Yeah, there.
Geospatial analysis enhancements.
Because back when I worked in geospatial like, for a long time, it was very convoluted and the type of analysis I had to do, and then I switched roles right when I think they had a lot of these enhancements that was going on the layers. So I've kind of been needing to go back into figuring out all the stuff that I kind of missed out on.
So new formatting options, shape type enables new pivots based on geometry type.
Example.
Right, creates opportunities for route planning.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's for my part, I anticipated doing a lot more geospatial stuff working in corporate real estate. I don't get to do much of it, it turns out. But I love a good map as much as anybody, so that's awesome. I think one of the we mentioned like features that we would like to see come out, and one that I've always hoped that Tableau would release is the ability to set your projection, so that not everything is just the Mercator projection, and especially when you're doing anything that's outside of just the U.S., where the further north and south you get, the more sort of stretched out things become. I'd love the ability to change that.
with a globe then, or what would you use as a Mercator?
Yeah, I mean, if the people have done.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That little rotating globe.
Yeah, it was. There was a. What was it? It was an IronViz entry from a number of years ago where somebody built a globe, and like built like a parameter action where like you could actually rotate sort of this or orthographic projection of a sphere. But yeah,
something like that.
Luke did something like that he presented here at a tug, and I remember because it was mind-boggling, and we asked him like, how did you do that? And his response was, if you just Google math. And we're all like, yeah, I Googled math. That didn't happen. Like,
Thanks, Luke.
yeah, love you to pieces, man. But yeah, I feel like you're missing a few steps. Draw the rest of the owl. Yeah.
Google typed in math. I did not get that formula.
Exactly.
Weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else? Anybody using?
Copy formatting. Is that a new one this year? Like the sheet formatting, copy formatting from worksheet.
No, I think that was prior to this year. I think there was something about. There's something about a copying formatting.
Yeah.
Memory formatting didn't that work? So I still have to go back and go over sheets?
They actually made it work this time. That was the enhancement.
Yeah, we fixed the feature we released last month.
Yeah. Well, Are you on the latest version?
We are both on Tableau Cloud and 23.1 on-prem. We're in transition. Yeah, a little bit fun.
All right.
How about, do we want, does anybody in the room or online have their wish list, like features they're really waiting for besides being able to join published data sources?
I don't know if I missed this feature. It's kind of convoluted, but maybe there's a way to do this. But I wanted to do scale like you can only do with color, right? You can have the dynamic range, go from red to blue or whatever that, right?
Right.
But what I want to do is I want to do that, but stacked on a category. So
Like within a single bar?
Within a single, because let's say I'm doing like a density chart on a map. Let's say we're talking about maps. I want to have like the darkness of the purple indicate something, and the darkness of the blue indicate something. The darkness of the red indicates something.
I see.
So do the color by category, but then when you bring a category, I think you might lose the function of scaling the colors. But I would want to assign a color.
Like you're coloring by category and a measure.
Yeah. So then the darker the purple, it's the darker people that are fans of the Vikings or whatever, right? And then the darker the blue or darker, like Seahawks or something.
Sort of like adding a hierarchy to the color by.
I wonder if you could make the background transparent on one of those, just as like a Cartesian coordinate plot. Lay it right over the top of it.
That's it.
So you just get two worksheets with kind of different color ranges that sort of visually look like the same.
I've seen somebody do a lot of math with that and kind of force it along. So it would be like, I'm gonna turn this around guys, so we can. I've seen somebody has done that. Unless you have a very specific use case that looks really muddy, I've seen it work really well. Can you guys hear how well can you hear the people talking at the table? Like maybe just chat real quick, like good, bad.
Just a little.
It's okay.
We can hear you clearly than those right at on the table. Perhaps you put the laptop right in the middle so you can hear everybody.
Yeah, I can do that. Let me unplug this first. Okay. Anna, you should yell. I've seen somebody do that in Tableau where it's sort of like a divider on like if you like the Packers versus the Vikings, and so it'd be like brown if you like both, and then green or purple, and so but also like density. So basically it's like a 9-color grid.
Yeah. So
thing.
what did Luke tell you guys to Google? Was that
Math?
Tableau math?
No, just the word math.
He said, I just Googled math. And,
okay, that's where I'm getting.
And then I learned how to make this globe.
Yeah, I bet you there's some sort of a math layer solution to something like that, but it would be nice to just have it, to be able to color by and like set the hierarchy. Yeah, anytime you do like those hacky things, it's like hard to maintain, and then the next person's gonna come in and be like, yeah. And so why do you need these 30 calculations for blue? And there's no comments.
That's what the boss wants.
Yeah.
And by next person, you mean the future version of yourself.
Exactly. You, 1 year later, who did this?
Oh yeah, I'm running into that too.
Oh, it was me.
What old work I did 2 years ago is new work today.
Yeah.
Not a Tableau feature specifically, but I'll have to look up her name specifically. Paula, somebody just released a Shiny app where you can upload your TWB file, find out which fields are used, not used, find out the field mappings, which fields relate to one another. But my favorite feature is you can export into CSV or Excel all of your fields, including your calculations.
Really?
Yes.
Does
So
it tell you where your user calculations are so you can get rid of them to do Tableau public?
You could certainly search within the CSV for
Oh.
user functions. Yeah.
So it'll pull out the calculation, like, you've got a custom,
It basically uses a Python script or an R script to scrub your XML file and tell you everything about it.
that's
But
cool.
the export to
I gotta
Excel
believe that kind of
feature,
stuff is gonna make its way into the data management add-on,
I would hope so,
right? Like,
but for
We
10 years, I've
actually
been wanting
just
to
got
know what all of my calculated fields are,
Yeah.
right? And quickly export them so that I can document them somewhere else.
I'm curious, like, has anybody really dug deep into the data management add-on components? No. We just got it. And,
I mean, the
I've seen-
lineage is
I've-
okay.
what's that?
The lineage is okay. Is
I
that
was
what you're
gonna say,
talking about?
I've seen
Well,
some
just like
demos
it's-
of Lineage, but
Right. It's actually like a whole suite of things. And I like, so when I'm talking to clients, like the number one sell is like, oh, well, if you want to, automatically run your Tableau prep, you need this conductor piece,
Yep.
right? You got to have the data management
And we've
add-on.
got that, and
But it comes
that's
with like
great.
a whole bunch of other things.
And I can certainly click on a field, right, in the lineage and understand which workbooks it's used in across server, but I can't,
You can't just like
export
grab the
any of
list
that,
and
right?
use it to actually manage
Correct.
stuff.
And this just does it workbook by workbook.
Yeah, but there's, features in there about like, it's like certifying data sources and reports and like,
We have yet to leverage the certification
Yeah.
process.
so yeah, we're gonna go deep into it because I think,
Let me know how that goes.
okay, we'll come back and do a presentation on it. Because I think there's a lot of value there. It scratches the surface in terms of like, data management. But it's a start, right? And I think that with all the AI craze and everybody trying to do that, like the data management and the data governance piece of it is going to become like incredibly important. It's not going to be able to be an afterthought any longer because you're going to get weird stuff from your AI.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that we'll ever use Tableau as our data governance tool of choice, right? We'll do that
For sure.
elsewhere.
For sure.
So we're talking about certified data sets in
But start like
Snowflake and
getting
stuff
like
that.
building a practice around that, like setting up the frameworks in which your functions
Yep.
will operate and the processes and the workflows, like insert tool here, right? Being able to start with a tool that you already have is not a bad place. And then
Absolutely not.
graduate.
Yeah.
We see people like, oh, I'm going to go by Calibra or Elation or like whatever. Actually, probably should just figure out what the hell you're doing first,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, we have
Should
done
we?
stuff
Go
like
ahead.
what you talked about with the Shiny app, using like Alteryx or 9 for clients, where it's just like, I just go take your server, publish data sources, and put them in a workbook and strip out all the XML.
Yep.
To say, here's your data dictionary.
Mhm.
Here you go. For that exact reason. Here's a whole list. Here's all the things you're adding as calculated fields and how they're calculated. And
Yep.
you can start to see
Yeah.
same thing, same name, different calculation.
Sales does not equal sales.
Yeah,
right?
hey.
Yeah.
What's going on here? So it's cool that someone else has done that publicly, because Alteryx is expensive if that's what you're using it for.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
It's great, but it's
Yeah, I'll find the link to it and send it
Yeah.
through this group chat.
Yeah, or send it to me and I can put it in there's like a spot for
That's
like
probably
resources in the like the wrap up page
Okay.
on Bevy.
Awesome.
I'll include
I'll
it
do
there.
that. So,
Okay, anything else? Otherwise we can do our last Kahoot quiz. Good? Okay, let me plug this back. Sorry if you got dizzy me spinning you around.
I actually don't know that much about it. I was just like, this is the coolest thing. So.
Okay.
It's just so much that you gotta catch up on.
ShinyApps.io, and I have no idea what that is. This is a particular Shiny app that somebody has built.
All right, we'll do classic mode again. She get points for being the first in, Maureen.
Well, if you ever play Jackbox, which is similar, first one is the VIP and gets to control.
Oh, I've heard of that, but I have
That
not
was
played it.
coincidence here. Yeah. Hoping to make a PC version and play it, or like turn on the PC version and play it for holiday games for my team. We'll see if it works.
Do you PC as in like
Politically correct.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
I don't think it's safe for work most of the time. And I like with Lash, which feels like
big fan.
You're making me feel so old right now because I really don't know what you're talking about. So
I mean, Vince did say something slapped, and I was like, good for him, he's on it.
yeah, the only reason why I know those words is because of my children, and I use them to embarrass them. Thank you.
You can just type in a random pin and just get in on somebody's game.
We have had people that are out doing stuff with their kids, are like, just play with us. And so they'll be sitting at their kids' basketball game playing Jackbox with Flash or something. But yeah, we know.
All right, we have less people than we did last time.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I kind of lost track of a lot of the new stuff Tableau's done over the last 6 months.
Let me make sure I'm sharing.
Because that layering piece never has been a feature that I really explored.
Oh, you guys, I'm such a jerk. I wasn't sharing my screen.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Can't believe nobody said anything. Okay. All right, so sorry about that, you guys. Anybody that online that is interested in joining our last Kahoot quiz, now you actually are able to do that. We'll give him like just like I feel terrible. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's do this. Tableau pop quiz.
Is Tableau or Tableau Christmas?
It's Tableau. How many layers are in Tableau's order of operations? Actually, unknown. I didn't make this Kahoot. There's a lot. They just keep adding them, right?
Think of that drawing.
Yeah.
So now you know when you get that. They just keep adding them, Jim.
When they added semantic layers and physical layers, that upped it by a couple.
Oh.
Rich.
Nice.
Nice job.
Playing field thins a bit.
Here we see. Look at all them.
That's a weird visual.
Yeah, I didn't make it.
That is not the visual on your website.
I did not design this Kahoot. This is like it's like a shared Kahoot account across like literally all of the tug leaders across the world, and we have access to everyone's Kahoots. So I found and modified and went in and was like, I'm gonna delete some questions that I think maybe are too hard, but because then I want anybody to feel bad about their skill levels. Okay. Tom, too late.
Somebody else says it. Thank you.
Too bad, anyway. Not too bad, Tom. Okay, next question. How many show me chart templates are there?
gonna start guessing the biggest number.
Yep, just the biggest number,
The biggest number is always.
right? They just keep adding. I suppose like probably like what's on Tableau Public might be different
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
than
Oh, yeah, because they have like Sankey.
Sankey is on there now.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. So if you got that one wrong, you get a pass. No judgment. Rich.
Only one that.
Jeez.
Only mover.
Okay. What is the best chart to visualize data over time? Yeah. Duh. Good job.
Side by side.
Rich is
One of those
killing it.
Sankey hours there. And it was continuous too, so you could click on the plus and it would go from 4 to 16 pie charts. Beautiful.
All right, ready? Which chart type would you use the pan and zoom function on?
No, I was laughing.
Was it?
Put the answer up on the screen while we're at it.
Yep. See, easy questions.
Are you overthinking? It's very tricky.
All right.
From an accessibility standpoint, you can pan and zoom on the scatter plot too.
Vince with caveats over there. All right.
To justify my wrong answer.
Next question. Which is not a type of join in Tableau? Back to our basic data modeling skills. Good job. I'm so glad no one got that wrong. I'm going to join with myself. Okay. Oh, that was it. Okay, that was it. Michael third, Vince second. Nice job. All right. That was fun. We'll probably do some more Kahoots in future. Well, I thought actually we might be like short on time.
Is there like even like public stuff? Like I'm like general trivia.
Yeah, I like that Christmas thing. Yeah.
Or like I don't know.
Yeah.
Disney trivia.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's tons of them. There's like.
So since they don't just let, so
And you can create your own custom Kahoots too. Like.
The London Tableau user group happened like 2 days ago.
Yeah, it was a couple days ago.
Ryan A.K. from Tableau went over there for like the first half of the day. They were doing like big Tableau trivia, and they had in a group chat and they were asking us Tableau trivia questions. We were trying to figure out how complicated we could get while still like actually having relevant answers because we wanted to really put Ryan on the spot.
You get like on the fly, like live in the moment, they were asking you, like they hadn't pre-planned these questions.
No, the Tug Leaders for London reached out to us
Prior to. Okay.
Yeah. And the one that I submitted was a picture that I took at TC16 because it was data night out and they had different smaller stages for different musicians. And they named each of the stages after a different chart type. And one of them was the scatter plot stage. And the printed off like scrim background for the scatter plot stage, signed off and authorized by Tableau, was a stacked bar chart that said scatter plot. And I took a picture of it and I was like, one day I'm going to be able to.
So was the question, who was responsible for this?
No, I included the picture as like the answer, but it was, what chart type served as the background for the scatter plot stage at the Tableau conference in 2016.
There you go. Did anybody get it right?
I don't know. They didn't fly me out to see. But
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Which Tableau conference featured a statue of a naked man the day to night out?
I was thinking about mentioning something about.
No?
Is it- I don't remember that one.
No? No.
I'm trying to
It was-
remember what
it was for real.
Was it like- No, that was.
It was at the Palms.
It was at the Vegas. It was in Vegas at the Palms.
I think that was 2018.
Yeah, I remember it being.
It could have been 2019 also.
Trying to remember all the Vegas years that happened.
They blur, don't they?
I'm really excited for San Diego though.
Me
It'd be a
too.
good change.
Mostly because it has a bedtime. the whole city.
I'm gonna start pushing to go now that I know about it. I'm gonna start fighting my boss.
Yep. Ask ChatGPT to write you a letter of approval. Okay, let's see. I think that's everything we had, guys. For our quiz winners, please come up, grab swag. These are limited edition Moxie mugs. Okay, so let me hop back over to our group here and just thank you, those of you who attended online for, let me stop sharing, for putting up with all of our technical difficulties and joining us for our last user group session of the year. You're all fabulous and amazing, and I can't wait to kick off 2024 with you all on the 25th of January. Happy holidays and Happy New Year and all that fun stuff. We'll see you guys soon.